What did you make of the game? Were we too arrogant though? Like even including you?
I was confident we're going to win. They set a new standard against Real, right?
This game is absolutely massive for Arteta. It's still all out there to play for. Yeah, I mean it's 1-0. It's 1-0. We're not dead and buried. This could be a horrible season or a glorious season.
Yeah, one or the other.
All on 90 minutes in Paris. Hi and welcome along to another episode of Gunners Unfiltered. This is a special episode because we thought we'd focus on the PSG game. Of course, the first leg didn't go to plan. Arsenal 0, PSG 1. We were both at the game, Turkish. And I thought we'd get into it, man, because there was a lot of back and forth after the game. Not really, well, a bit from you. Lee wanted to fight me. Lee Judges, you know what I mean? Right? He was on me on that day, right? Did you see him?
Yeah, I saw it. He was the next morning. Even the next morning, he wasn't happy. Forever Arsenal, we do early. He wasn't happy.
You know the funny thing about that day, right? Is that when he came out of the ground, he normally is one of the first people to come on, and he came on very late. And I said to him afterwards, "How comes you come so late?" He goes, "No, I was in really bad mood, man. So I wanted to calm down first." Yeah. I go, "That was calm down." You know, you come full, went from about 1 to 100 just like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it was crazy.
I forget Lee Judges in the building as well.
Yeah, I thought I just heard his voice. What's going on?
I did just hear his voice. But yeah, I get it though. I understand. I mean, I'm smiling now because obviously we're just about to record a podcast. I won't be smiling when we get into it.
Well, listen, getting into it, what did you make of the game?
I've watched it back, because a lot of people have said the reception or negativity from the fans that went to the game, that appeared on AFTV, like me or Lee Judges, was unwarranted. And I've watched the game back and we were in the game. We had enough chances to take something from the game. We probably had enough chances to win, but PSG can say the same thing.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, they won. And overall, it's been coming. The lack of a plan B, the lack of trying to find a plan B, it's been coming to bite us because you cannot go into every single game without something different in your back pocket. And we had nothing different in back pockets, up sleeves, nothing. And it showed with the substitutions, I mean, or the lack of them. You know, Ben White coming on for an injured Timber, that makes sense because he's picked something up. But Ranieri not coming on till the 90th minute, essentially, doesn't make sense to me. On top of that, you're starting Sterling in the league, not starting Ranieri. Why was Ranieri the first person you turned to when it's time to potentially change it up? It's just a lot of things have not made sense.
The Ranieri, though, came in for Odegaard, didn't he?
Yeah.
Were you going to put Sterling in there for Odegaard? That's why, isn't it?
No, but I just mean in general, like, why did you give Sterling those minutes if you had no intention of using him as a
Sterling had the minutes
piece?
playing on the right-hand side, isn't it? So if anything, I guess he would have come in for Saka.
But
Ranieri came in for Odegaard.
Martinelli.
No, 1 year he came in for Odegaard.
Yeah. I mean, someone had to come in for Odegaard. It took long enough.
Yeah.
That's another story in itself. When you have a player underperforming to that level that Odegaard has been, you have to figure out a plan B if it's not working at this elite level. And you know, we got exposed. I mean, it was the best team we faced this season. I have to give PSG and Enrique.
Well, we're too arrogant though. Like, even including you. Were you too arrogant, right? Because I remember I saw you before the game and I said to you 2-1. And you go, nah, 4-1. You've gone 4-1. I'm like, yo. I go, bro, ain't you gone a bit too heavy? Well, you forgot that, innit? You forgot to reveal that. He didn't want to reveal that part,
You know what it is about predictions? I just don't like...
Now, hold on. You're normally very conservative with your predictions, to be fair. And you're one of the guys that will openly say, nah, I think we're going to lose. Right? You are that guy.
I did think we're going to lose.
So 4-1, honestly, you must have been super... When you said 4-1 to me, I was like, Turkish going 4-1. I was surprised because I'm like, I watched them against Liverpool. I watched them against Villa. I'm like, they're good. This is going to be a tough game. I thought we'd win. I'm not being wise up. I thought I went 2-1. But I thought it'd be a tight game. But when you said 4-1, where'd you get 4-1 from?
It was 3-1 initially, but because Lee predicted 3-1 on Forever, I went 4-1.
No, it's Lee's
and I
fault
just
now.
stuck to it. It's not Lee's fault. I was confident we're going to win. They set a new standard against Real, right? And that's what I work off. I'm a guy that, you know, when the facts change or if there's new facts brought to the table, I'm going to change my opinion if it relates. And we've never seen, me and you included, 2-leg performance against a Real Madrid side or a side like that, probably in our lifetime. It's up there with the very best in Europe. So off the back of that, of course I'm going to be more confident going into PSG. Now, obviously PSG pose different threats. They are a more informed team, a better team, better coached, more modern day system. But I just thought, you know what? Against PSV, smoke them. Even though in the league we're being exposed for a lack of attacking quality. Went to Real, smoked them, both legs. Even though in the league in between we're showing lack of attacking quality. So I thought going into this one, fuck it. It's a semi-final. If I'm not going to believe now, then, you know, maybe I'm as negative as everyone paints me out to be. But I'm not. I was positive. I was over positive with the 4-1, even 3-1. Looking back, it's over positive. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm still not confident we can get through, but we've got a big chance to still get through. And that's unlike me to be on the optimistic side of things. But it's a one-off game. We've shown something already. We need to show it again. We need to think of a plan B and C, to be honest.
What's the plan B? Because the only thing I'm worried about, right, is the record this season in semi-finals and crunch games ain't been good, has it? Like, we had that semi-final against Newcastle. Somebody sort of reminded me about it the other day, and I was like, oh, yeah. We were awful. Even in the second game, we didn't show anything. This, all right, we're 1-0 down. It's not 2-0 down, but we've got to turn up in this game. We've got to. But that performance at that Newcastle one worries me a bit.
Yeah. But what worries, not just that. Every time we get close to the finishing line, something happens.
Yeah.
And that's where, you know, I get where a lot of people look at Arteta and have still big question marks around him because you have to get over the line. And to be honest, again, being in this competition masks that really we should be in multiple competitions come this stage of the season now. 5 years into the process, it's not just one thing that all our eggs should be in. We should be, but we're in the Champions League semi, so it overshadows, it covers the cracks. But the last 6 semi-finals, we haven't scored a goal, Rob. The last semi-final we scored, I think, was the first leg against Villarreal. Then the second leg was 0-0. Every semi-final since then, Liverpool 0-0, Liverpool 2-0 loss. That was Carabao Cup semi-final. With the 2 semis against Newcastle this year, and now the first leg. We haven't scored a goal. Mikel needs to do something different.
Hold on, when the FA Cup, when he first came in.
Since then, yeah. I mean, since Villarreal first day, and obviously before that, a year before that was the FA Cup. But we've got to do something. Look, you see the way PSG started against us?
Yeah.
Before even the goal was early enough. But the 3 minutes leading up to the goal, they was front foot, they were pressing, they was winning the ball, they was keeping the ball, they was running rings, Vitinha and Neves in the middle, Dembele picking up Kvara and Dube mixing it. I was worried from those opening 3 minutes. Then they scored and it was like, shit, we've got to start the game like that against them. You know, Enrique is a much more coveted manager. He's a better manager than Mikel Arteta. He outclassed him and PSG outclassed us at the Emirates. We have got to pull out another Mikel special, I'll call it, because he has had special games across Man City, semi-final FA Cup, back 5. Then he won the FA Cup with it against Chelsea. The first and second leg against Real Madrid. Man City 5-1. We haven't lost at Anfield for a few years. We haven't lost at the Etihad for a couple of years. So he's got these special moments in him against quality opposition. He's got to pull it out. He's got to pull it out because as lackluster as that first leg was, the second leg needs to be equally as exciting, in my opinion.
We had chances as well, because if you look at the XG, we had a better XG than, I mean, I know you don't always want to, this XG thing, but we had a better XG than Paris Saint-Germain. We had chances, man. We had that chance there, that Martinelli chance.
Should have scored 2.
There was a Trossard chance. The disallowed goal. I mean, if that goal would have gone in, man, I would have been really interested to see the reaction from PSG.
We would have been.
I mean, it's still all out there to play for. Yeah, I mean, it's 1-0. It's 1-0. We're not dead and buried. I think if that second, when Barcola missed that chance, I think if that would have gone in, I wouldn't be.
2-0 would have been done.
Yeah, I think to go there and score 2. But then we've seen with PSG some frailties, right? When the pressure's on them as well. A bit like what people say with us.
Yeah.
They ain't also got over the line in this competition as well. Is that going to play on their mind? And the one thing I keep going back to, like, in my head and just thinking about it, right, is like, which is very similar, was that women's game the other day, the Arsenal women's game. I went to the first leg and I saw the women against Lyon. Me and Cecil were there. And when I was looking at the performance of Lyon in comparison to our women, I was like, nah. It was very similar.
Yeah.
They had like some really quick players, the way they played, the way they bopped it around and that. And I was thinking, yeah, that's 2-1, man. And we're lucky that 2-1 as well. And I can't see them going over there to Lyon and turning that around. And they did. They went round there. And actually, when I watched that game, they got an early goal. And then when they got the second goal, you could see in those Lyon players, there's just like pressure on them now. There's almost like, what, are we going to throw this away? Arsenal got to do the same thing when they go there. They've got to come with something. But what is he going to do different though? What is it, or what does he have to do different?
We've got 90 minutes. He's got 90 minutes to figure something out. Unfortunately, that's why we left it this late. You know, and I'm worried because it really is hard to figure something out in 90 minutes, especially when you need to probably rest Saka, rest Rice. So even if I suggest Nwaneri in the 10, he's not got a chance to link up with Saka on the right because I want Saka to be rested. So it's a very difficult scenario. That would be something I'd entertain if we could put Nwaneri in the 10 because I don't know.
What, start him instead of Odegaard?
Against Bournemouth, yeah.
No. The game next week.
Potentially,
because there's been a lot of people saying drop Odegaard out completely. I disagree with that. To me, I know he had a terrible game the other night. He was terrible. But I think a lot of that was just to do with the sort of formation in the midfield. Like, he would have looked better with Rice next to him. It's not that he should be getting bailed out by Rice. But, you know, Rice does a lot of that, you know, that little work around, which would enable him. But he was poor, but I'd still start him.
Against Real, both legs, he was poor. Rice was there. Like, Odegaard's been poor for a long time.
Was he poor in both legs? No, he was all right in the second leg.
Nah, dead first half. First half was abysmal. He looked like he was working against us at times.
Was he?
Yeah, he was giving the ball away, yeah. Chances to counter, just passing backwards, not passing forwards. I don't want to get onto him too much because he has been quality for a couple of years, but that form's long way off now.
Yeah,
he's our captain. He's our creative outlet. We're not creating enough. As much as we should have scored against PSG, we should. A home tie, 1-0 down, 5 minutes in, we should be creating, probing more. Yeah. He's the one I'm looking at. And if not, who's leading this team? Who's changing up? Who's maybe? I mean, at one point in the game, I said huddle. I was calling for a huddle. They used to do it a hell of a lot.
You're always cussing the huddle.
I know, but
are you calling for the huddle?
At some point in that game, they needed a huddle because I was watching it. Like Vitinha and Neves are just running things. Rice picked it up and got into the game, but yeah, they needed something, and Odegaard was missing.
Odegaard, he needed a cuddle, not a huddle.
Even if Odegaard starts, which probably you're right.
I think for the experience,
let's give
he
Nwaneri
starts.
some minutes in that.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think he starts, but if he's stinking out the place, you get him off and you bring Nwaneri on early.
Nwaneri is one of the only guys we got that can bang it from 25 yards, and look how important that was at Barca Inter. A bit of magic, something special. Yeah. It can go a long way. Inter, defensively dominant, 2 weeks ago looked at as the best defensive team in Europe. 2-0 up against Barca.
Yeah.
Quickly 2-2. Why? Because they got Yamar, special, in and out, Jinx, this man goes in off the post. You don't coach that. You let that happen. And I feel like Arteta's far too, over-coaching. So if he can over-coach the way he has and look into every little detail, I can say, why didn't you take off Partey when he was at risk of getting suspended for this game?
Oh, come on, that's not.
No, I can say that. Because if you're... No, I can say that because that is part of management.
Nah, man,
I've seen many managers take players off over the years where they're at risk of being suspended. We're 4-1 up. Like,
yeah, but how stupid was that?
It was still
Partey?
stupid.
All his fault, man.
It was no, it's not.
It
was all. Yeah, it was all his fault at that moment. But
there was he wasn't the only one at risk.
There's one more.
Declan Rice was at risk as well.
Was it?
Yeah. Rice was at risk. Remember when
remember
at first that penalty that he was going to be out of it as well. Bloody! Imagine if both of them would have been missing.
That's why a bit of management there. You know, the overcoaching. It wasn't evident there. So I'm sorry. Take off Partey. No one's talking about.
I'm not blaming that on him.
I'm not blaming it, but in terms of if he looks into there's modern day stuff is every little thing, fine margins, right? I'll tell you a fine margin. Take someone off that's at risk of being suspended.
But how long was there left to go?
10 minutes.
Yeah.
It was 4-1. He got booked in the 85th minute, so I'm saying 10 minutes to go, take him off.
Hold on a minute. No, no, it wasn't 4-1 yet when he
because it was 1-1, one after the other. 1-1, and then we scored in the 97th minute.
Yeah.
70th, between 70 and 80 was 1-1.
And I don't know, man, because we've seen like Real Madrid before. Again, Man City, when they just scored like, a couple of goals in a couple minutes. So, that is all down to party, man. For an experienced player like him, what he did, it kind of cost us in that first game. It ain't all his fault because the tactics, like you said, Arteta got outdone by by Enrique. You know what I mean? Like they were so fluid, and I don't often agree with you, but I think I have to agree with you. He does need to have some more fluid tactics as well. That's the only way we're going to win that second game. There's two things. I think the set pieces, they looked a bit all over the place on set pieces. They started resulting in things like just falling down and stuff like that. But it obviously was a thing that worried them. The disallowed goal came from a set piece where basically they'd lost Mourinho, haven't they?
Yeah.
So I think there's hope. I want to see Arsenal, really using set pieces. But we did look a bit out of ideas, man, just going long and just like,
That's the thing.
We didn't handle their press well. He's going to have to come up with a solution. And this game is absolutely massive for Arteta. I mean, next week could be a horrible week, Okay. If we go out there and then we got to go to Anfield after that, or it could be a glorious week.
Yeah.
This could be a horrible season or a glorious season.
Yeah, one or the other.
All on 90 minutes in Paris.
Yeah. Well, and then another 90 in Munich.
Well, yeah.
But...
I'm just focused on this one first, and he's got to get through. He's got to find a way. I mean, I'm like you. I still got hope. It's only 1-0. As I said, it would have been the second goal, but it's only 1-0, so there's hope. But every single one of those players, Odegaard next week has to turn up with his biggest game of the season.
Has to.
We've seen Kivior do it, step up.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone
We've
around
seen
him
Lewis
stepped
Skelly
up,
step up. I thought he was brilliant the other night.
Yeah, again. Everyone stepped up apart from him recently.
Is he injured? What's wrong? How can you be that consistent over 2 seasons? The last 2 seasons, he's been player of the season.
Yeah.
And then, what's wrong?
I bet tactically, Arteta's got some blame because every attacker in the last 2 years has had some sort of impact because of the tactics. It's only Saka that's managed to, because he's so good, he can still track back and get you 15 and 10 in the league or across whatever competitions. Martinelli's one example. I think Odegaard, that is take away from him. I look at Arteta, what have you done to change his fortune, right? But that is more the creativity side of Odegaard. The captaincy leadership side, the manager doesn't give you that. That is you. That is in you. It should be. And I haven't seen that either. I hear that he's still carrying, some knock-on effect from it.
Don't play him then. If that's the case, don't play him.
Exactly, because it's not working. If you were playing him...
If he's fit, play him.
And he's doing his thing, cool. But he's not. And we've waited far too long. We've been out of the league since February, basically. Leicester, West Ham, Everton, Palace, Forest, Ipswich. We've had so many opportunities to change it up, and we haven't. It was okay against Real. We didn't need it. Against PSG, we needed it. I don't think we just need a plan B on Wednesday. We need a C, because overnight we have to get back into this game. We have to take our risk. We might go 1 down, and if we go 1 down early, I still think we can get back. I can see us winning the game 2-1.
I've never seen you this optimistic, man. No, I'm feeling good now, then, man.
I don't know about that,
because is like
we just got beat after I was feeling optimistic. So
I forgot about that.
Maybe I should change it up.
So give me your score then.
2-1 Arsenal. 3-2 Arsenal.
Ooh, that's penalties.
Yeah, it was extra time and then
extra time penalties. I can see it going extra time penalties as well.
Are you hoping? No, we might be out with that again.
You've got that big old Donnarumma to score penalties past. No, we need to win this in... Honestly, this is going to have to be Arteta's best ever.
Yeah.
The other day, I thought the 2 legs against Real Madrid is his best ever that I've seen in. This has to surpass that. They're a good side.
I agree with that.
It's got to put them under pressure. but then also got to be a bit patient because you can't go gun-ho and go and concede another one. So got to be organised, got to be brave. We know they're going to, if they impress us like that at home, what are they going to do away?
Yeah.
And when we get those moments, those guys up front have to be clinical.
That's the key.
You know? But I think the balance will be better with Partey back, Rice going box to box. He'll be able to help mop up a bit more. And I think Marino, his physicality, even though he's not a striker, Trossard the other night was very frustrating because he just don't have that physicality to hold on the ball.
Yeah.
Marino up top, and then Trossard as an option off the bench, you can come on and maybe get that killer goal. So let's see how it turns out, man. Let's see how it happens. We'll be there.
Yeah.
Right, it's time to get into our unfiltered opinions. Let's see what they've got to offer. You guys put these in the comments. Let's see. What's the first one? Arteta's too loyal to Odegaard. He shouldn't start the second leg. We sort of touched on this already.
Yeah.
I'd let him start the second leg just because of his experience. He's a captain. I don't know if it would have a destabilising effect with the rest of the guys. I don't know how well liked. Seems like he's very well liked, but would that affect the other player? I don't know. For me, I'm giving him another shot. But if he don't perform, he comes off early.
I think if you start Nwaneri against Bournemouth in the 10 and he lights it up, then I'm on starting Nwaneri.
Okay.
If I'm honest with you. I think it's a given though. Arteta is very loyal to Odegaard, and some might argue Odegaard deserves it because of
I think I mean some of the stuff I've heard, strip him of the captaincy.
I will do that next season.
Why?
He's not a good enough captain.
Why? What's he done wrong?
You stand up in big moments, and he didn't against PSG.
But he has over the past couple of seasons. He stood up in big moments. He's having a bad time.
I don't think so.
Players can have a bad time.
I don't think. I mean, it's been a consistent issue of his, in my opinion. Big moments over the years. 22-23 season towards the end. I can't really remember much from him. He was one of the people that let us down, no? Along with everyone else but Martinelli, really. Man United FA Cup.
So you're going to make Martinelli
Man United FA Cup. Poor performance, penalty, 10 men, dead penalty. So,
right.
I mean, listen, I don't want to get onto him
make
too
me stay,
much.
but a captain's throughout the whole season, though, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Leading the troops.
Yeah, but I don't think he's a good enough leader at this level. He's done well to lead us to here at this level, but now it feels like someone needs to lead him.
Who would you give it to?
Rice.
Okay.
And Gabriel.
Oh, two captains.
Vice.
Oh, so you don't even get a vice captain. He's just stripped and out.
Not out. You're there, but he needs to be led. Do you get what I'm saying, though?
You're wicked, man.
He needs to be led in these games, it seems, and he's not doing the leading. And he used to do that so well with the pressing, but there was no expectation them times.
I wouldn't want to work for you, man. All right, let's get the next question up.
PSG's Kvaratskhelia is better than Saka. No, not in my opinion, but it's a debate. I mean, Kvaratskhelia has played a big part in Napoli. Ooh, actually, you know what? Napoli winning the league. That was their first league in more years than us.
They had a striker.
He's gone to they did. He's gone to PSG. I think it's a good debate, this one. In terms of the winger I like, Kvaratskhelia, I prefer that type of winger that can excite you a bit more. Whereas I think Saka's more efficient, more productive. But I think Kvaratskhelia is more an old school type of winger where you give him the one-on-one opportunity. He's trying to take it, step overs, a little skill, maybe cutting in to bang it. I prefer that type of winger, if I'm honest with you. But it's a good argument.
Saka all day long. Kvaratskhelia, excellent player. I heard you say it the other day. A lot of teams, I'm surprised more Premier League teams didn't go in to try and sign him. We could have definitely.
He would have complemented Saka so good on the other side, so different. Because you see Mane and Salah, so different, but they complemented each other well. Yeah.
But Saka is a better player for me. Saka, you just look at the numbers when it comes to these two players, man. Saka's is better, right? Look at Saka's consistency, That's the thing that makes Saka so good. He's not just one-offs. I'm not saying it is with Kvaratskhelia either, but he does it every single week. You know, he might have a one-off game, but, you know, and he does it for club and he does it for country. And that's why it always starts for England and he always starts for Arsenal. For me, Saka, like Kvaratskhelia is a great player.
I agree.
I do like Kvaratskhelia. He's top.
Yeah, I like him.
At Rice should replace Odegaard as captain next season. Agree or disagree? We already said that. You agree?
Definitely.
At this stage, I disagree. I'm still keeping Odegaard as my captain at this stage.
Okay.
What's the next one?
Arteta is capable of outclassing Enrique in the second leg. I think he's capable of it.
He's capable.
Does he have the resources for it? Is where I think he trips up.
Could do it. You know, the other night I was watching that game. I was like, no striker, man. That's what you could do with a striker. But I do think he's capable of outclassing Luis Enrique, not in an excitement way, but just in a tactical way, in that he could set up the team, be very rigid, then get a goal, or maybe engineer up a set piece motion and like really frustrate.
Yeah,
I think he's got to do that. He's got to come up with something. He's not going to be. I don't think his football's going to be as free-flowing as Luis Enrique's. He just doesn't do that. But, well, he did actually a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah.
But I think he is capable. Yeah, he's going to take a different type of tactic to...
Yeah.
And maybe his sort of tactics may be more suited to the away game where we're probably not going to be expected to attack as much. I'm going to have to soak it up a bit and counter-attack. So...
I think... Why not? Enrique is definitely a better manager, definitely done more in the game.
Yeah.
But so was Klopp, and Arteta managed to figure out ways to beat Klopp. So was Guardiola. So is Guardiola. Yeah. Arteta managed to find Ancelotti, another OG, a great top 5 of all time. He managed to So of course he can, but I just worry about what do we have to be able to do that, and that's slightly down to him as well.
Yeah. Everyone's going to have to be on top form.
Yeah. Imagine we had Kvaratskhelia, man. This would go back to January again, but no, let's move
Imagine
on.
we had a striker.
Even, yeah.
Mind you, they ain't got a striker.
No.
They haven't got a striker.
I mean, they do, Ramos, but he's not. He
don't start. It's just Dembele.
Yeah.
So.
It can happen.
If you could have one Emirates era player in this current team, who would it be? This is an obvious one for me.
It's obvious for me, but...
Thierry Henry, isn't it?
Emirates era?
Striker.
Emirates era.
Oh, Emirates era. Oh, yeah. Well, he did come back.
He played 1 year in
he did
Emirates.
Come back
He played 1 month. He played a year and a month.
Yeah.
But it's still easy for me. I'd say Van Persie.
Yeah.
As much as it hurts because he's a snake, but Van Persie.
He's a snake, but you're right.
Van Persie and Saka.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you can't argue with that. Alexis Sanchez would have been good in this team as well. You know?
Yeah, he's a close shout.
Isn't it? He would have been great in this team as well. But I think, Van Persie. Striker.
Sanchez, Saka. Imagine Sanchez, Van P, Saka.
Killer striker in this team like Van Persie, man.
That would be the one.
Yeah.
For sure.
What does a 10-10 summer transfer window look like? Well, you answer that because,
easy for me.
By the way, what do you know what I mean? Like,
10-10.
Marino, you cussed off.
I didn't cuss him off. I'm not one of them people.
Cussed him off.
This is wrong.
I mean, what a waste that was.
Rob.
Haven't really heard you say much recently.
I was one of the people that tried to
quiet recently, innit?
Yeah, because don't do this again, because this is how Havertz ended up being our striker.
Quiet recently on
people
Marino.
Like you
when I said to you,
cool.
It's a bit early. You're going early on it. The man started the season, right? Broke his fractured shoulder, injured, no preseason. You still went mad.
I didn't go mad. I bring the evidence. No, I didn't.
And look at him recently.
Yeah, man, backed him.
He's been when I think about it, right? Since the start of this year, he's been one of Arsenal's best players.
He has been. I mean, it hasn't been hard.
And when did we sign him?
Summer.
And so when I said to you,
now.
because I said to you, got to give signings time sometimes.
Yeah. And I said to you...
Who did we sign?
And I
Marino.
said... and I said to you, no time, he's 28.
Man, switching up now.
See, no time, he's having an impact.
No time, he's 28, but
he's
now...
having an impact.
He's still 28 now,
Yeah, I know.
And having an impact.
Exactly. So he can have an impact in his first season. You tried to be like, give him a season. No seasons.
Yeah, he's going to be even better next season, probably.
Hopefully.
But
But
you wrote
if it's
him
up
off.
to you, he'll be given the 9 next season, and he'll be our striker.
No.
Don't do this.
No, don't do this because you know we need.
Did I go early on Havertz?
You know we need a striker.
Did I go early on Havertz?
You go early on everybody.
No.
You go early on everybody. But I've noticed, because this is your tactics.
Nah, it's not.
Is it a Luis Enrique?
I'm back to Marino.
The Luis Enrique of football influences is this guy, right? Tactically, right? Astute, yeah? Because what he'll do, he'll go with all this and then he'll go, suddenly go all quiet and hope nobody remembers. Why? Don't forget nothing, bro. You was cussing off Marino and look.
I bet you I wasn't. I actually bet you I backed him early. Trust me.
Backed who?
Marino. I didn't think he's the answer, but I said go easy on him, man. Go easy.
You?
Yeah.
Said go easy on Marino.
I'm getting older. Yeah,
Turkish.
in my old age. Yeah.
Nah, man.
I'm getting calmer in my old age.
That weren't you.
You want a 10-10 window, yeah? You see how you trying to rip me about Marino?
What's a 10-10 window? 10-10 window.
Because that window was still 3-10, by the way. But yeah, 10-10. All right.
It weren't 3-10 now. Not when you see what Marino's done since the start of the thing. It's not a 3. It weren't a 7. Like, I know everyone's going to dig me. But it's definitely not a 3 when I see what Marino's done since the start of the year. He's been a very good player. Listen, he's playing. We don't want to see him in that position next season. But he's done very well.
Yes, he's adapted to it.
Yeah. What's a 10-10 for you?
Realistic, are we talking there?
Realistic, yeah. Let's be realistic.
Realistic. Gyökeres.
Yeah.
Rodrigo.
Ooh.
Remember, I've been saying Rodrigo, and rumours have now come out. I told people early that he's going to want.
Where would he play? Where did you play him? On the left?
Left wing. So Gyökeres, Rodrigo, and then that's Saka. That's the front three, right? Then I'll bring Cunha in.
Yeah, I reckon he might go United.
Zubimendi. Okay, not Cunha. Eze. I'll bring Eze in. Fuck it. If we're being realistic here. If we can't get Rodrigo, then I'd go Wirtz for 10, but I think City might wrap up. So realistic. Gyökeres, Rodrigo, Eze or Cunha, Zubimendi. And from there, I don't care. From there, it's looking very close to a 10. Arda Güler. Shout out the people in the background.
Arda Güler. How do you miss out your countryman?
Exactly. Forget Eze and Cunha. Arda Güler in there.
And Arda Güler's
can get
doable,
option, loan with option. You could probably get.
Definitely a striker. Definitely Gyökeres. Don't think we're going to get Isak. Just knocking unreasonable. Definitely Gyökeres. Nico Williams or Rodrigo. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Either of those two. I like the Wirtz one.
We could. That'd be cool.
I like the Wirtz one. I'm going to give you another option in a minute. See what you think of this, right? But I like the Wirtz one. Zubimendi, yeah. Yeah, I'll be happy with that. Because I think Nwaneri now solves that problem of the backup to Saka.
Yeah.
I like the Wirtz one. But what about this one, right? I'm not going to give you my opinion on this because there's a video that's going to come out with me and Lee where we speak about this.
Okay.
Right? Kevin De Bruyne is out of contract at the end of the season. He's basically saying he wants to stay in the Premier League. He doesn't want to, he's not really looking to go Saudi and that. He's obviously hurt because he's saying that actually for the first time ever, in a long while, I'm playing injury free. I didn't want to leave City.
Yeah.
What about a little 2-year? He's 33 now. Send him in there and say, right, you, Odegaard, battle it out for the.
You know what, Rob? I'm so tired of
because I know you say that's a 10-10 window realistic, but would it be realistic to buy all of them, including Wirtz would be like an 80 million, wouldn't he?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Then Gyökeres is going to be 80 million. Then you got Rodrigo would be another 80 million. So that's kind of unreasonable, all of them. So if you could get a De Bruyne, maybe you drop out Wirtz, get the other two.
I'm tired of us having players that have achieved things at other clubs in general. I'm just tired of it. From back in
Rodrigo's achieved things at other clubs.
Premier League clubs. Rodrigo will still have something to prove here. It's a new league, new eyes, new medals, new trophies to win. Whereas De Bruyne's won it all with Man City. Like Luis had won it all with Chelsea and Cech had won it all with Chelsea and whoever over the years we've bought, Silvestre, Jorginho, like
Havertz.
Yeah, I mean, I'm tired of just seeing players move here for convenience. So De Bruyne, I still think he's got something to give. Not in this league. I think he's, unless he can come out bold and say, I still got something to give, but you're willing to take the pay cut necessary because that is probably the sticking point with Man City. It was nearly the sticking point with Liverpool and Salah, but Salah had to turn up and have his best season in a shirt before getting the contract. So I wouldn't take De Bruyne. I think Premier League legend goes into every debate for midfielder. I agree with that, but nah. Let's like I said, Wirtz, Güler, there's enough options there to feed the 10 position that we can make our own player that maybe in 8 years, United fans are sitting in 8th saying, why don't we take him? Arsenal are about to let him go. Let's be that club that other teams are looking at saying they're champions. Who's ready to leave that club?
Okay. You'll see my opinion in that video when it comes out, but all right.
People, last section of the show, make sure you hit that like button. Unfiltered Archives. Obviously, it's a video. We're going to put it on display here. You're going to see it at home, and me and Robbie will react. So, production, what have you got for us?
Run the thing.
This week, Wednesday, Arsenal are going to be playing one of the biggest games we've ever played. We're the underdogs for this game, make no mistake. We've had the slip-ups in recent weeks, but I'm here to say to you that it's not over yet. Now listen, nobody's given us a chance. The pundits are saying, no chance. Most of the opposition fans, they're lining up to laugh and talk about how we bottled it and how we've crumbled. But listen, we haven't bottled it and we haven't crumbled. I'm calling on every fan, don't lose the faith. When it comes to that game on Wednesday night, let's all be positive. Let's have positive energy. That energy will be portrayed through to the players. They will feel that energy wherever you are around the world, because you know what? We can come here to the Etihad and win. I believe that. Do you believe that? So I'm calling on every Arsenal fan, get behind the boys. Get behind them come this Wednesday night. Everybody knows that we can go to big grounds and win. Now this Wednesday, all you guys, all you fans, wherever you are, England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland, America, Africa, Asia, Middle East, wherever you are, when we come here with belief. We come here thinking that we can do it. Believe.
You could have used the AI, right? I'm a slimmer version now.
I like.
Right? So you could have used the AI to slim me down a bit, innit? You know what I mean?
I was about to say the positivity ain't done nothing for us. Since then, we still ain't won nothing. But look how slim you are now.
I retired that as well.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I ain't
you-
done it since.
You focused it somewhere else. So
I'm
it's
not
all
doing
good.
I'm not doing it again, right? But I've got a bit of belief that we can.
We can.
But we got to turn up.
Don't
we
walk
got
around
to turn
that
up.
stadium.
And if I'm walking around, if I walk around that stadium doing that, the ultras have full reasons to beat me up, right?
Stuart, I'll
And send
let
me
you
back
know,
to London, right? No, I won't be doing that, but I will be praying for sure.
Yeah, have to, man. Have to. Big game. Last big game of the season, potentially. Hopefully
Let's hope it's not. Let's hope it's not. Let's keep this going, man, at least until the 31st of May, so far, isn't it?
Yeah.
Come on, Arsenal, man. Please. Anyway, thanks for tuning in to Gunners Unfiltered. A different one today, all around the PSG game. We're going to be back. Well, listen.
Man, we're back.
If we win next week, we have to do another special.
Yeah, 100%. If we don't.
Unfiltered Gunners final. Or Unfiltered Gunners, the future of Mikel.
It's one or the other.
It's one or the other. We'll see. Thanks for watching. Turkish.
Love.
Big up.
Love.
They can't hold me, hustle like I'm bad clothes.